start.
Yesterday, Gavin Newsom's attorney blatantly said that she doesn't believe taxpayers have the capacity to make decisions about how much they're taxed. This is all because Newsom and the state legislature are taking the proponents of a taxpayer protection initiative yesterday, Gavin, to get that initiative off the ballot completely. The initiative makes it so that every new tax that's approved by the state legislature has to get approved by the voters before becoming law. And they don't like this because they're claiming that this could cause government services to be cut back. Recent homeless audit literally showed us how bad government services have failed us. So you know what? If you're going to be incompetent like that, screw your government services. In fact, the state Supreme Court heard oral arguments on this initiative yesterday, and they're very skeptical of taking it off the ballot. Mind you, Newsom and the legislature don't want to question each of the individual provisions. They want it taken off of the ballot in its entirety. On top of that, this initiative would effectively end the administrative bureaucracy because they can't disguise taxes as fees to more easily impose those charges on people. And on top of that, make it so that local tax initiatives need a 2/3 supermajority to pass rather than a simple majority. You can see why they don't like this, because now they have to jump through a lot more hurdles to actually get their hands on our money. And it's kind of funny because Newsom always is attacking red states for denying people their right to vote, for denying democracy. And here he is doing exactly that in this state. State Supreme Court will make a decision by the end of June.
What's everyone's thoughts on that one? I'd like to welcome Angela and Mary Ellen for mayor. I always misspeak. So how's everyone been, and how's it living out there in California?
Blessing and a curse.
You're not gonna curse.
No, it's a
Ellen,
blessing and a curse.
How's your campaign going?
Well, thank you, Jerry, and thank you, Angela. And I'm so glad that we are in the Golden State. I hope that people more awake to restore the Golden State that, like we used to call the Golden State. And I'm so glad that there's more and more people awakening. I believe one is that it's called a spiritual warfare. If people do not know that we in America, we face a spiritual warfare for many years. I just learned not long ago about spiritual warfare. You know, when you talk about health, right? You got physical health, mental health, spiritual health, and talk about spiritual, our soul, our mind, our mental, and our beings, beings that created by God. So I believe that we, the human beings, nowadays, more and more people are waking up and had more logical sense and using both our brains, think about life. So I'm so glad that Angela is just one of the person like me waking up and know, wait a minute, why we have so many all those problems going on, and the government, the people in the government, the leaders in the government, and keep doing things that is no part of our life, no benefit to our life, and everything is satanic that we're going through, like indoctrinate our kids, satanic, LGBTQX and transgender. That's satanic. A lot of people don't know it, but I learned it now. It's not about the person. It's about the environment and what people feeding them on the ear. On the ear means the media, the mockingbird media keep saying the same thing, and people bought the lies. And I'm just one of those people in America right now awakening. And plus I'm from a communism country, and what we see in America, especially in California, and especially I'm in San Francisco, that I'm running for mayor right now. And I said, wait a minute, in San Francisco we have more dictators, more communism than the place where I come from. The leaders, they no longer represent the people. The leaders in the government make sure that you are stupid and not saying anything. And if you're not part of them, you can't survive. That's not communism to me. I mean, that's how I feel about it. I don't know about Angela.
Yeah. Angela, you wanted to show us something about the voting thing, to tell everyone about that. I wanted to make sure I get that in
there. With especially in California, one of the frustrating things is, and like especially with the last primary, it seems like every single time we have a vote here, one of the primaries, didn't they keep voting for like 3 weeks until they got the results they wanted? Instead, there's no such thing as election day anymore, where they're calling the elections on election day, and a lot of people are showing up to vote, and finding out that someone else already voted, that finding out that they've already voted. And this is one thing that I've been doing and that I'm advising everybody to do is to stay on top of your voter registration every single cycle. Even if you have no intention of using the mail-in ballot that they give everybody, go ahead and ask for one every single time. Renew every single voting cycle, every single time there's any election. Renew your voter registration every time and make sure your mail-in ballot goes to you, and stay on top of your registration so nobody can steal it out from under you.
Ellen, your
And
last
I tell
election,
that to everybody.
they kept counting forever, actually, didn't they? In your
I think it
last
was like
election?
3 weeks. People finally gave up and quit looking. But also the ballots in California, before Trump came into the scene, the ballots look like regular ballots. You color in the oval with your pencil, and it had numbers on it that matched your voter ID, and it matched the privacy envelope, and it was a lot more secure. And this the ballots now. There's no identifying marks whatsoever on any of these ballots.
You could
And
do it
they
on
don't
any
have to
printer
drop
then.
500,000 ballots in the middle of the night anymore, because they can just rerun the same batch, just swap it from room to room to room, and it looks like they're getting new ballots into every room. These ballots have no identifying marks whatsoever to connect them to a person at all.
Isn't that in 2020 that one of the election integrity staff, they found like a lot of ballots in LA area near the port with the same illegal ballot with no watermark. I learned more and more as I watch different news and the documentary about election fraud. But in San Francisco, I can tell you, because I'm a poll watcher. A poll watcher in San Francisco, we use illegal, undocumented immigrants to do the ballot counting. So that's one area. The other area, we have, how people pick up the ballot. It has to be two people with a lockbox, but not anymore. They use just a nylon bag, there's no security, and only one person go pick up. That means we have no more integrity the way that we see. Another thing I see that in San Francisco right now, I'm in San Francisco, California, and we have 17 mail drop boxes with no surveillance camera. Because I go to the election office and ask about it, they said no. So anyone can go and drop anything, many ballots, and nobody knows what happened. And it's just like an invitation for crimes. And I also, because I'm running for mayor in San Francisco, I inquire a lot of data, and I do data research. And I found out more than 700 people in San Francisco, 119 years old. And so you can imagine how many dead people vote. And I also found that 136 years old, 151 years old. And I also, myself and my team, we did a sting operation about non-existent address, which means there's never such an address, but people can continue to receive the ballot and vote it on their behalf. So I agree with you, Angela. People should be renewing their ballot. Check every now and then, because
Renew your voter registration every single cycle to make sure it doesn't even matter if you're going to use it or not. Just make sure you're the one who's getting it.
Yes. So in San Francisco, we are getting our mail-in ballot. I believe in California, everyone in California,
they send it to everyone, even if you don't ask. But make sure you renew your voter registration every time, and keep your address up to date, all your voter information up to date, so nobody can come behind you and take your vote from you. Make sure you renew every single time, so nobody can renew on your behalf and take it from you. Also, what you were saying, Ellen, about the drop boxes. We just moved to Long Beach last year, but before that, we lived in North Hollywood for 9 years. The Target in North Hollywood has a drop box right there it's next to a school, I believe, where where people can do it's like an election center every time where people go there to vote in person. But at the end of the Target parking lot in North Hollywood, they have a drop box there, and it's always there for a ballot drop box, and it's always there.
Yep. So that means
no cameras, no nothing. It's just right there at the end of the street on the sidewalk there by the taco truck.
So I personally, I'm going to follow up with election office in San Francisco and ask them how come they don't install camera. Without a camera and 24/7 they can drop boxes. That means they invite the criminals to do what it takes. So this is a story I heard. This is a true story. This is a friend of mine and say, hey, Ellen, I want to tell you something. Since you're running for mayor, I said, what? So the story is that in 2020, during one of the election cycle, and one of the family, the relative that did not expect it not to come back from the hospital. Remember, we're in COVID lockdown. So this person went to the hospital and never able to come back. She passed away. It's a she. And the relatives had to clean her room, clean her apartment, and found out this person has been doing a lot of illegal ballot harvesting and ballot dropping. So when the relative go into her apartment, she piled up a lot of ballot in San Francisco, and the dated, okay, for example, November 1, you send this, October 15, you send this, and September something. So she dated different ballots to send it out and drop it off to the mailboxes. But this relative of her is an integrity person. So they come and look for me and tell me about it. I said, you know what? Even if I reported to the election office, like I reported to them in San Francisco, they're so far gone. San Francisco is literally, they are so far gone. They're so communism control and the globalists controlling them. And it's so satanic people too. Many of them, you talk to them, they just like, they're not awake. No matter what you tell them, they're just like, oh, duh, it's a job, you know? So, but 2024, I'm just faithfully running for campaign to be a mayor. And even I get excluded, not in the debate, because I supporting President Trump, because I'm a Republican. And then they call me racist, they call me terrorist, they call me a white supremacy. Last week, I was in a debate outside to protest because they do not allow me to go in. And one of the white person, a Caucasian lady, came to my face and say, "You are a Trump supporter. You are white supremacy." I go, excuse me, first of all, you are a white person. Am I right? I said,
I use that to shut you up.
The color, I said, do you know the difference between yellow, black, and white? I said, I'm Chinese. I'm not a white supremacy. But yes, I support President Trump. I'm a common sense person. And then she was trying to keep shouting at me, you white supremacy, white supremacy. I said, this person don't know the difference between color. Okay. So this is like, I am running for San Francisco mayor. I want people to know I do not back down and I don't give up. I don't give up my liberty and freedom to be in this nation. Because I came to America when I was 16 years old, and my parents bought me and they sacrificed a lot and left a country, a communism country, and came to America. And now we're at a turning point in our nation that if you the voters, you the Democrats, you the Republican, and you anybody in America, if you continue to believe the lies that feeding to you and you're not doing research like I do, like Angela do, like Jerry do, then you're willing, you have to face the criminals, you have to face the crimes that we are facing, you have to face the homeless dying in front of your house, because I witness so many homeless die in front of me when I go to downtown. I do street ministry. So I just want to share with people.
Did you see what's happening in some elections in the other countries? They're outvoting and cheating. They're actually out in France and some of the other countries. And Trudeau's in a lot of trouble. They did have a socialist in Mexico win, though.
Oh, yeah.
There was 37 candidates that were running against her. All of them got executed, or not executed, as suicide.
Wow. Really?
37 candidates.
Are you telling me my life is in danger right now because we have?
If you're that close to, if they think you're going to win,
well,
37 of them died, got killed.
Well, first of all, I removed that curse. I am a firm believer in God, and I know God has protected my life. I have 2 angels following me, and I am a firm believe in the Bible. If God is with me, who can against me? I'm not running. I'm not running a campaign as a mayor to be for myself. I have nothing to win and in it. I am running because we have so many brainwashed media, especially the immigrant population and the people from another country to come to America for freedom. But what we have, we no longer have freedom in San Francisco. I only know that we have dictatorship. We have a communism, a group of people, they're controlling the outcome. It's called the dark money. I can give you examples, for example. Now, we have 53 people running for mayor, but they keep telling people only 5 people. Now, June 12th, we finally get all qualified people to be together, and so it's 13 people. but still 13 people, but not 5. So if people, the voters in any country, any city, anywhere in the United States or any other
You
places,
remember you came in second last time, and they aren't even letting you on the debate stage.
yes, yes, exactly. 2019, I was running for mayor because I was nominated by people to run for mayor. I mean, it's not in my dictionary to run for mayor. Why bother? However, because it's in my heart and I pray about it, so I came and loud and clear, yes, I am running my campaign with faith. I I know the outcome because God said the outcome. So I'm faithfully running my campaign, and I ask people in California, if you have a faithful person, please pray for my campaign, because my website is very easy, mayorellen.com. And I'm so grateful that we have Angela here and Jerry in here, because obviously we are sharing the same burden we have. It's not about us, it's about our children, our future leaders, and our future as we get older. In America, we need our free speech back.
Well,
We need our freedom back.
agree. Your mayor out there is pretty corrupt, I guess. A lot of money, things going. The homeless money. They're paying thousands and thousands of dollars for each homeless person, and they're not
$8,000
solving.
a month.
Yeah, and they're not solving that.
$8,000.
And they want to put more money toward it. It's just being back and up. Sounds like the rest of the state, doesn't it, Angela?
Well, San
Yeah.
Francisco is a snakehead. It's control. It's controlled by the leaders. I keep telling people, I know what snakehead means. A snakehead is the test city that the corrupt leaders using a very condensed population in San Francisco, 800,000 population, very condensed with 7 by 7, 49 miles in a round circle, and using the city to do 15-minute cities, and telling the immigrants to shut up, and controlling by the dictator leaders in the government. So a lot of people do not understand that I myself, is from a communism country. We understand what we are going through, what we're facing in San Francisco. It's communism. It's not America. America will not treat people that if you're not vaccinated, you're not allowed to eat. If you're not vaccinated, you no longer have a job, like me. In 2021,
Angela, you don't know about Ellen and why she ran to start with on the jab thing here, right? She wouldn't take the jab. She did work for the government and got canned, and now they can't even get back pay, get their jobs back. Even in California now, with all the proof that the jab was harmful.
it's
Yeah.
a bioweapon. Now we learn, yes.
Angela survived the China virus, didn't you?
I was in the hospital. Yeah, I was in the hospital for Christmas 2020.
I think you're lucky they did give you the remdesivir, which at the time you thought was a good thing. Turns out it's not so good,
Yeah.
and you survived it.
Yep. I was in the hospital for 6 days. I had really severe breathing problems. It was before the tyranny set in, but they were still trying to talk to me about. Well, I was actually in the ER for 3 days because they didn't have any COVID rooms available, and they, I guess, made some available somehow. And after 3 days in the ER, I was brought up to the COVID wing, and immediately they started talking to me about hospice care and end of life measurement and things like that. So I'm not going to die from this. And there were some things that bothered me about the way I was being treated during the day. So I had the number. I had my cell phone. I took pictures of the phone numbers on the wall and everything of the hospital. So I called the hospital after hours, and I'm like, I will get a lawyer, and I will sue you guys for this and this and that. And I told them everything that bothered me, and they were kind of basically kissing up to me a lot because they're like, I'm like, you haven't seen the lawsuit I'll bring.
Oh.
And this was before the tyranny set in, though. But this was a Sherman Oaks Hospital. They were actually pretty good. But one thing that bothered me about COVID treatments in the hospital is that when you have the mucus in your lungs and you're having the breathing problems and everything, you have to watch what you're consuming. And the hospitals did not give you things to take lungs. They didn't care what they fed you. They fed you milk and sweets and fried foods and all these different things that add mucus to your
The milk
lungs. And
definitely
they
is
didn't
bad
give
for you
you.
in that situation.
Yeah, you can't. I didn't drink my milk. I had to Google what I wasn't supposed to eat because I'm like, I want all this fluid out of my lungs so I can breathe. And so I had to Google what to avoid.
Mm,
They kept bringing me ice water. I'm like, bring me hot water. I'll drink hot water. Bring me hot water, hot coffee.
mm,
And they just brought me warm, warm. It wasn't hot,
mm.
but
Is
but
your
they kept
state
bringing me
still
ice
pushing the
water.
jab?
Um,
I
I'm sorry. So today is June 14. June 14, 2024 already, Friday. As of today, San Francisco Public Health and still require you do not have a vaccine card. You are not able to work for public health. This is San Francisco. So I still do not have my job as of today because they still mandated. The word mandate is a suggestion. Okay. They still say no vaccine card, no job for you as of today. So are we facing dictatorship? Yes.
recreation wise, Disney, as far as I know, is still requiring everybody that goes to their park to be fully vaccinated and caught up on all their boosters and stuff. And same with Griffith. I think it's the same thing with the
Not
Griffith
just vaccinating, they're
Observatory.
talking about
That
the
you
COVID
can't.
one, right?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you have to have you have to be up to date on all your
That
COVID
counts
shots
that
and
one too.
boosters
There's a lot of
to go to
proof now
Disney and
that
the
that's
Griffith
harmful.
Observatory, as far as I know.
Wow. So let me say something real bluntly, just plainly. If you're watching this video and this real conversation, please do not take any more vaccine. Now we have doctors, we have scientists, people know how to do all this research, and I'm one of them. I do a lot of research. Research means people did the study already, and this COVID-19 shot, they already planned it in minimum 1996. The vaccine has already patent and they are already registered, and the pharmaceutical understand all those side effects. It's a Q shot. And the more I learn about it, I says, these people are evil and sick. Remember the Georgia Guidestone? Do you remember the Georgia Guidestone and say they wanted to depopulate us?
It got
And now
knocked
it's
down.
bomb. And so my suggestion, if you are healthy, if you're not sick, help yourself, protect yourself, please. No more vaccination, no more booster. It's not good for you. All this doctor who had a heart and the lawyers already fighting in court. In fact, a week ago, we have 9 circuit and say a vaccine is not a regular vaccine. COVID-19 vaccine is a pathogen, which means it's harmful, it's no benefit, it's hopeless, useless, and it's just the greed people and using the fear and say mandate that you don't have a vaccine, you cannot allow to go to school, you cannot register for school, and you cannot go to work, you cannot go out to eat. In San Francisco, we have curfew. Now 3 years, we look back and it's all controlled by the deep state. It's called globalist. Another word is the new world order
Let's
government.
make us all third world.
The one world order government, and they decide to kill as many
Wealth
people as they can,
redistribution.
so they can control the population and treat us like stupid and slavery to them. Okay, so that's what I learned right now.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to censor us. Look at what they tried to do to Orbeez. Both of us, Angela and I, are both on Orbeez, and Biden changed it so that they're going to have to pay an extra $5,000 every quarter to
Wow.
To be on that platform, to have that platform. So
I think that no matter
Angela came up with the idea for Orbeez to go through Rumble Cloud, their Rumble Cloud. So they're back up as of right now, but I'm not streaming there right now. But
Jerry, I just realized in your screen you say babies could be killed 28 days.
Yeah, I was going to have you guys talk about that.
Well,
But
California,
honestly, that's just a
have the
stepping
law.
stone. I've heard that they're trying to make it up to 3 years.
3 years.
I've heard
Yeah,
that they're
I've heard
trying
that
to make
if
it
they're
up
not
to 3 years
sentient,
because that's
they
when the
have their
autism
own.
diagnosis comes in. Most kids are diagnosed with autism around the age of 3. So that's when they have the fake screenings.
Now, your son would be an issue for this, right? Your son has an issue?
My son had a vaccine injury with his 9-month and 14-month shots, and I didn't catch it until the second shot. It was the DTaP for 9 months, and the measles, mumps, and rubella shot with his 1-year shots that he got at 14 months old. And
Wow.
we saw him disappear overnight. We had to do a lot of natural recovery things to we've got him about 90% back right now. But that last 10% is like losing the last 5 pounds at the gym. It's really difficult.
Well,
It's slowly happening. What
Yeah.
that schooling is helping him though.
Well,
yes,
it's stay homeschooling is basically staying out of your kids' way so they can learn.
yes, yes,
Because public schools ruin children's mental integrity.
exactly.
Children have their own way of learning, and they can learn better without being told to sit and be quiet all day.
Exactly. You know
Um,
how I know?
And
Because
he would have been bullied too.
yeah,
yes,
yeah, that's
I
one
have
thing I
been,
wouldn't tolerate for 2 seconds. The
yes,
bullying.
I have been sharing with many parents in San Francisco and urge them, if you can afford it, go to private school right now. If you cannot, pull your school, the kids from the public school, and homeschooling with your neighbors and take turns.
Yeah, in California, it's called private school at home, and you
Yes,
do a private school affidavit once a year, and they don't even check on you. They
exactly.
don't want
They
to.
aren't pushing that agenda down your throat to teach him the whole
No,
trans.
they don't. Well, I mean, they have required subjects that you're required to teach, but they don't check to see if you are.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
My
yes,
son was doing all kinds of interesting things at the age of 4 and 5 on his own. He taught himself how to read. We put him in front of a program called Your Baby Can Read when he was 5 months old, and he started reading on his own right before he turned 3.
wow.
Wow.
So we just
I
stayed out
agree
of his
with you.
way.
Angela, I agree with you. I admire you as a mom, because a
Thank
lot of
you.
people think that the government is responsible for your kid. You're wrong. You, as a mom, as a dad, as parents, as family, you are responsible for your child or your children. The government is only giving them some education, but right now, because the liberal, progressive indoctrinated our kids to transgenderism, then it's not a good idea right now. And I keep telling people, you should look and go to your kids' school and ask what the subject they're teaching, and you can opt out some of the subject that you do not like.
You
And
can create the illusion of opting out.
yes, if they
Yeah,
continue,
that's true. They
if
still
they
have strings
continue,
with
They're still
that.
going to teach what they want
no, you have
and
to
lie
be.
to you about it.
Oh, no. Parents should go to school and inquire the subject that they are teaching the kids, and if you do not like
Oh, they'll
them,
lie to you though.
oh, if they lie to them, you hold them accountable. You can sue the school, sue the people in charge, and let them know that you are responsible for your children, not them. They are just like taking the money. Remember, it's a job for them. But we have so many sick and evil leaders in public school nowadays. They just using the kid, abusing the kid, and confuse the children to do what they experimentally on our children. Remember, the great awakening is not about you or me. The great awakening is about God coming back to our life and teach us from the beginning of the universe, from the beginning of the world. God make us a boy, a girl, a man, a woman, two genders. Anything more than that, you have to be an adult to make your choice. But if they're under 18, not an adult and not a sufficient age, the government should not be poisoning our kids. I always said it like that because people came to my face and said, "You discriminated people." I said, "No, I have a lot of gay friends. I have a lot of, people, transgender people. I mean, I love them as a person. I just don't prefer them to poison my kids and tell them to indoctrinate them that they can be a girl at a boy at 10-year-old, 5-year-old. If they wanted to cut their private part, be the opposite sex, you wait until they're mature enough, adult enough. And I keep sharing with people. People have to smoke cigarette, right? It's an addiction. You have to be 18 to smoke a cigarette. Am I right? You can't just buy a cigarette under 18. Same thing with drinking. If you're drinking alcohol, you have to be 21. So and the Child Protective Services law in California and throughout the nation, you, the mom, the dad, you are responsible for your child until they are legally 18 in order for you not to fight with them. So if parents are responsible for their children until 18, why the government bother the parents and keep brainwash and threaten the parents that they have no right to protect their children? You think about what I said. the leaders that we are facing in current government, especially like California, like Gavin Newsom and all those liberal laws that is unnecessary and is evil and sick. I keep telling the word evil and sick. Nobody in the whole world, we just saw it in California, a child born in 28 days after they born, 28 days, they can chop them off like a piece of meat. This is called evil. A lot of people
Well,
do
like
not
the
know.
abortion thing.
Yeah, I was telling my husband about that when we were reading it or watching the video about it. That can you imagine being a doctor in the room, having a living, breathing baby, newborn in front of you, and he's already alive, he's already right there. Just give him to somebody that wants him,
That's
Yeah.
you
evil.
know, and make the decision to end his life when he's already right there. He's already alive, you
Yes.
know.
So,
Yeah.
Angela, someone had a couple comments for you about the voting machines. Can you read it there?
Let me see.
Something about the
All I see
machines
is links. Oh,
count
comments. Okay, hang on.
that count flips votes, flip the vote, not the registration. In
Oh,
person voter ID and hand counting with security. She's saying there's a way to do it.
What we do is the interactive sample ballot, where you
mm,
do all of your voting and everything at home, and then you take your QR code to cast your ballot. That's the way we've been doing it the past couple of years.
mm.
Oh, okay.
With
Is
the
that
QR
working
code,
better?
it's the interactive sample ballot.
Why does it take them like a month to count the vote there?
They're waiting. They're trying to see,
Figure out how many votes they
keep counting
need?
until they get the results they want.
Yeah, I hear
And
you.
it's crazy when you get all these mailings. When you get all these, I have all my I saved all my political mailings. When you get all of these things in the mail, the opponents of actually the Democrats pretty much told us who to vote for, because they're like, oh, this guy likes Trump, don't vote for him. And we're like, okay, thank you, I needed that. I'll vote for him because you said he's for Trump. But uh, they actually say the crimes of some of these political people that are running for office, and we're like, well, I don't want them because they're committing all these crimes. I mean, there's videos of it, and it's in the printouts that we get in the mail, and those are the ones that are winning.
Wow.
The
Well,
ones that have the criminal history printed right there on the political mail out.
Mm.
They're
And
the ones
remember,
that are winning.
I just shared with you what my friend was telling
yeah,
me
I'm
about
trying to
they
bring that
using
up now.
the ballot incrementally. So I believe that if people are watching us and understand the situation, how Democrats run the society, we can outnumber them, by register more in Republican. Just one party, because its two biggest parties are Republican and Democrat.
Well, there's
If we,
too many rhinos in there.
if we flood the number of Republicans, that they cannot cheat. I personally always advocate for one ID, one vote, 1 day voting, and that's
One
it.
day voting, yes.
You
In
guys want
San
to hear
Francisco,
something?
Mostly
we
in
voted
person.
up to 30 days to give you the result. It's all controlled.
You guys want to hear something disgusting?
Okay, we have it.
Creating safe elections, creating fair elections, is not rocket science. My
No.
ex-husband is from Iran.
Mm.
And we were married for 8 years. And in order for me to meet his family, I had to get dual citizenship with Iran, so I could go to Iran and meet his family. And they were having, this was in 2001. I went there from May to July, the end of May to the end of July 2001. And they had presidential elections in Iran when we were there. And Iran requires a passport to be able to vote.
Mm.
You bring your passport to the mosque and you give
Mm.
it to them. They enter it in a computer so you can't vote again.
That's right.
And once you've cast your vote, once you can, and you could vote for anybody you want to. There was no intimidation.
Mm.
The guy that everybody wanted was the one that
How
was
did
giving
how did the
women more
mullets
freedom
stay
in
in power
public.
though?
And the guy that we wanted is the one that won. I don't know how they counted the votes, but I know that in order to vote, you have to bring your passport, your Iranian passport. Bring your Iranian passport. They enter into the computer system. This is 2001 in Iran.
Yeah.
They entered your passport, your Iranian passport, into this computer system. You cast your vote. Your vote. It's counted. The one that everybody wanted is the one that won. He gave women freedom to wear makeup in public as long as they kept their hair covered, and
Mm.
he was giving women more rights to vote,
Mm.
to work and things like that. And women really liked him, but
Some of the
women over there,
words
they
are
want to
hard to
wear their
stand up for.
hijabs, but
Trying
that's
not
another
to come in
story.
the air.
But in Iran in 2001, the elections were more secure, and they required a passport, and they had systems in place to keep people from voting more than once.
Exactly.
in 2001 in Iran, and we
So
don't
Yeah.
even have it
say
now.
this, Ellen, what's this all about? I don't know what this is all about exactly.
Oh, in that, let me say something real quick about that thing.
Okay.
This year, that Taiwan, in Asia country, Taiwan, the little island, had about 20 million people. They did one vote, one ID, one day, done. I just give you an example. But California and the majority of the blue states, they are favored about all those drop in ballots and voting and mail-in. It's because they are the one cheating and they're the one losing.
Right.
Nobody with a sound mind would vote for a party. It's baby killing, open borders for criminals, and illegal drugs become legal, prostitution is legal, and all those craziness going on. And mostly it happened in blue states who are communism right now. I call them dictatorship and communism. So that's my take.
And California wants you to have be able to have sex 10 years younger than you, so an 18-year-old could have it with an 8-year-old.
This is called pedophilia. It's not a normal relationship, okay? It's pedophilia, which
But
means
they're trying to change the word to minor attracted persons, so
Wow.
it's not,
Yeah.
and they're trying to tell kids
That's sort of like
that
the legals
it's
are
natural
newcomers,
to
right?
have that kind of relationship with your uncle or brother or whatever. They're
it's
trying to
all
tell kids that it's natural, and they're trying to tell kids that they shouldn't feel offended or ashamed, that it's natural, and they're calling it minor attracted persons so the kids don't feel like they're being violated.
Well, that's why they're pushing all that stuff in the schools with the sex in the schools, too.
Yeah, remember at one time we had one of those video that one of the mom go to public school and then they read the book, the children's book with 87 FUCK word, and they said like
87.
87 FUCK word
Yeah.
for elementary school. I was like, that was stunning, Well, I don't
Well,
have
they're
young
teaching
kids.
anal sex and all that kind of stuff. And
They're teaching a lot of things that they shouldn't be teaching kids.
oh
Yeah.
my God.
Once
And
again,
and there's some books out there about it's okay to have sex with daddy and with mommy and all that kind of stuff.
oh,
That is Satan.
we
Yeah,
are,
they're
we are
teaching
just,
them the language of grown up talk. You know what I mean? The private grown up conversations that you're supposed to say with each other.
Oh,
It-
they're
And
it-
going
it just
beyond
they're
that.
teaching the
I do.
language to kids, what to say and what things are called and how to
They're going
talk
beyond
that
that.
way.
Satan.
Yeah.
It's satanic, okay? Spiritual warfare. It has nothing to do with a person. It's because they believe in the dark side. They don't have God in them, so all they have is the dark side, which is the evil side, which is satanic. Satanic rituals, killing babies. Satan giving them the orders. They even have Satan club, after school club. So much going on. So I just want to answer your question right now, Jerry. You said what's on the screen.
Yeah.
So I learned this from one of my friends and say time to free America. .com, Time to Free America. They talk about how that we America has been controlled by deep states, and they are one of the groups and say the Great Awakening, going to different places and happen and teach us what the COVID-19 has been a kill shot, and teaching us what's going on inside the government, how communism has been infiltrated in our government, all level of government, local government, state government, federal government, military government, and you see that the Great Awakening, and then it's telling us if you, the people in America, and you still sit your butt at home and
Great
watching
Awakening against the Great Reset.
and exactly, and like me, I'm an immigrant from a different country. I came here. What I see in here, it's communism, it's dictatorship, it's Nazism, and it's Hitler. Okay, it's not America anymore. America have free mind for people to grow up healthy and have great future. But what we are going through is you against me, I against you, and all this liberalism. It's not liberalism. The word is not liberalism. It's satanic. It's a ritual for people who worship the darkness. The darkness means Satan, okay? It's Satan. If you don't know how the word is Satan, Satan. And literally, that you don't even
The
understand
Holy Bible of versus them, basically.
Well, if you're
Yeah.
against God, against light, what do you get?
I'm just looking at the pictures on the left. Most of these people on the left, the law has come after them.
Yes.
Epic Times, isn't that true, Angela? That they went after Epic Times now?
I heard. That's what I heard. Yes.
Because we know that Epic Time has been a truth teller, the report facts.
Yeah, right.
And you see the Great Awakening. What's the name? Is Flynn?
Yep.
Dr. Go. And what's the one? The guy teach us about the election fraud.
Lindell.
Lindell. And the other one is the name. I forgot his name.
Over here.
We have I learned the chanting in DC. When I was in DC, I met Michael Flynn's family, the sisters and brothers and the church people. So they said, fight like a Flynn. Bad guys cannot win. Fight like Flynn. Bad guys cannot win. I also met Roger Stone. And this is what Roger Stone said. I am Roger Stone. I did nothing wrong. That's what the chanting that he said. So I was very moved by those leaders. They came out and shared with us how our nation has been infiltrated by satanic leaders, communism leader. They wanted to take down America. And you go back to the upper level. The Great Reset is that they wanted to destroy our nation so they can control our freedom, control our life. They will limit you how much you can drive, how much you can take a shower with the water, how much you can drink.
They want control.
If you go to this website, Time to Free America, you have all those details. It's public information. I mean, I personally go and learn and go, wow, man, I've been brainwashed by this liberal in San Francisco.
Oh, right here you're talking about. Okay, yeah.
Yes, the Great Reset, this evil, wicked people, they wanted to take over our freedom and they want to kill us by the vaccine. Now we learn, it's all public information. Remember, they keep censor us. I did a couple of videos on COVID-19. They censor me. They delete my video. YouTube.
Well, same thing with me. They took my channels. Took my channels away.
You see these people? Obama, Zuckerberg, and Bill Gates, George Soros, and the other one, Carl Schwartz, and I don't know the other name. What do they have in common?
Schwab's there.
They are godless. They are satanic. They're globalist. They are the one world order government leaders. They are the people with money controlling the printing. And I believe 2024 that God already subside many of these people.
Do you have your book right there?
Huh?
Do you have your book right there?
Yeah, I have my book. Yes. You see the book I have? I keep telling people, I am not a person just talking about people. I am a person with integrity and with facts and data. So this is the book, talking about how the globalists.
Have you heard of it, Angela? That book?
No, I've never heard of it, but I'm going to get it now. Is it on Audible?
I have no idea. We got this one, the hard copy. And in this book, then this person will talk about how they gonna destroy America. I believe that America is the last.
There's 13 families mainly in control, right?
Yes. And I learned that 13 families, like the people in Vatican, the Rothschild family, and I also learned my own family, Lee. It either spelled L-Y or L-I or L-E-E, like my name, and my name spelled L-E-E, right? So, and my family, Ellen Lee Zhao, the Lee, it's 13 of the family controlling a lot of wealth, a lot of human trafficking, drug trafficking, child trafficking, realtor. It's all kind of business they are controlling. I learned it.
The Bin Ladens own a lot of America too. The Bin Laden family still owns a lot of America too.
Yes.
Osama bin Laden's family still owns a lot of America.
Yes. So, we are facing a lot of satanic people, which means that people do not believe in God. They don't believe there's a God. They are God. You understand? They believe that they are God and they wanted to kill us. Oh, you're bringing up my camping sign. You see that as a mayor that I'm going to stop the globalists. If you go a little bit down on my left side of that, see that? Together, right there, you go up a little bit. Together, we will stop slavery and human trafficking in San Francisco and free San Francisco from the globalists and free them to restore our Constitution. Independence was declared in 1774 and 1776 and about joining the movement because a lot of people giving me a hard time. I'm letting them
wait a minute. You're white supremacist, aren't you? There's a bunch of blacks at your events.
Yeah. When people do not know the different colors between white, black, and blue and yellow, they call me white supremacy when I'm Chinese American. I am Chinese American, okay? I am an immigrant from a communism society. I came to America when I was 16. I came in high school. I went to college for 10 years. I learned to be a citizen. I passed a citizen. I learned about American different branch legislation, how laws become laws, and the history. And I learned all this a lot of fundamental about our founding father. And what do they call me? My supremacy. You see
Yeah.
how crazy people are. They just
Angela, someone asked if you're originally from California.
No, I was
I
born and raised in Kentucky.
Okay.
oh, look at that. Yes.
I moved here in March 2007.
Oh, okay. Was that it's changed a lot since you got there in 07,
That's
right?
17
Yeah.
years ago. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, this is my website. We have different people, different members, and we are willing to take a stand with me. And God has been faithfully and helping me because I'm running my campaign faithfully. Number one, because they call me white supremacy, racist, terrorist. They call me terrorist because I support the Second Amendment. Okay, that's why they call me terrorist. And they said we shouldn't be owning gun. I tell them, then why the mayor have 2 bodyguards? Why the DA? I met the DA this morning in City Hall. She had a bodyguard. Then why did she ban gun? Then I said I don't get this people. And
The only
so
bodyguard you need now is the one against the government from trying to jab you so
Well,
bad out there.
yes, the government. Let me explain this. I learned that because I am an immigrant. I learned the history about America, that our founding father, they believe there's a God, and the God of Jacob, the God of Abraham, the God who create America, and the nation, it says, in God we trust. These people, they read the Bible. Many of our laws is based on biblical principles. And I
Okay.
learned it because, I was from another country. Remember, I worship a different God. And I came in here and said, wait a minute, sounds pretty normal and such pretty reasonable, because the Bible talk about 7 days in a week, and how we have 12 months, the 12 tribals. And I said, all those common sense things. The most important thing is that I am running a campaign in San Francisco to be the next mayor. It's not for myself.
You definitely need change there. You
I
need
want people
change.
I want people to understand. A lot of people looking down at me. They say, Ellen, oh, you don't even speak English. How could you be a mayor? I tell these people, I said, yes, I speak English with an accent because I was not born and raised in this country. But it doesn't mean that you don't understand me. If you don't understand me, you can ask me, but you don't have to intimidate me and calling me names and telling me that,
Angela, didn't they try to make your kid, or was it because he didn't go to public school, they didn't make him get the shot?
They didn't even approach me for it because he was off their radar way before then.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't even approached
Good
about
for
getting him
you.
vaccinated.
They made all the kids in school get it, right?
Yeah, if I wanted him to participate in any public school activity, then I would have had to conform to their rules. But we did our own stuff.
That would have been
we
a
did our
war
own
between
stuff.
you. After the
Yeah.
first time I'm damaging your son.
Well,
Jerry,
I think with him having a prior adverse reaction, 2 prior adverse reactions, he might have been exempt.
Oh, okay.
Jerry,
So
you
I'm
go to
not
my
sure, but I didn't even
website.
pursue it. I was happy to be
Yeah,
off the radar.
is that part of this link here? I'm in my mayor. Okay,
If you
agenda.
go to my website, agenda, go to endorsement. I want to tell you who the people endorse me, because
Okay.
they're thinking that I'm only running for mayor. You see the people? I have retired judge. I have SEAL Team A for human trafficking. I have, people in the administration in the White House. I'm running for mayor because I was nominated to run for mayor. Do you get it?
Well, actually, you did pretty well for not even trying, and didn't really try the last time, right?
Well,
And he came in second. So
my campaign normally.
you've got a base already there.
Yes. I believe that what I am going through is part of the Great Awakening in America. God literally sent people in my life and coached me, taught
Before
me.
we're done, I want to make sure you guys do predictions. So,
Well,
and
God
what's
told
going to
me.
happen?
God literally sent people in my life and told me to prepare to be the next mayor in San Francisco. So God can return to the government, so we can usher in. Then we can have prayer meetings, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, Monday to Friday. We can have Friday night fellowship for people. We can give the money, we direct the money, the resources to give it to the children, the young people, the mother, the parents, and the people locally in San Francisco. And then we can heal the homeless and get off the drug dealers and drug abusers.
No, Can't you get in trouble out there for saying God bless you there?
Well, I personally get in one time I get in trouble. All I did is say, God bless you, and they said, shut up. And they tell me to go, the F word. So the point is, if you
Oh, I thought you meant the government did that too, though.
if you do not have a God, I got it. Not everybody had a God. Nobody, not everybody like a God or whatever the God that you worship. The point is, if you don't like something, you can just say, "Oh, I don't want to hear it." That's all. But you don't have to F people, BS people, and all this garbage just because people say "God bless you" or "Have a blessing day." You know, uh, you know what? God gave me a gift. This is what I learned, Jerry and Angela. God gave me a gift. When I'm passing by people, out of nowhere, they cuss at me. They use the biggest word, the F word. I realized that my light beams. You know the light. You know how the Bible describes that we have two angels with us, following us. And I realized, wait a minute. And then I listened to what they said. I look at their face. That means there's an evil spirit in them looking at me, which is my spirit, which means the holy angel, the Holy Spirit. And that's why that I don't even notice people. I just walk by and they just give me a hard time. So I pray for them and they get away from me. I just pray, they get away from me in the name of Jesus. And I plead the blood of Jesus. And then they just get away from me. I also learned God gave me a gift. When I pass through, sometimes people just drop on their knees and cry. I go, whoa. That means I pray for these people and for their repentance and come back to God. I mean, that's something I learned. I work for the government as a behavioral health clinician, family social worker, and a lot of times I pray for people, and then people just heal. I get a lot of better result because I pray for people. I'm not praying for them in front of them. I'm just praying for them that God heal them. So privately for them to be healed, and God show me that God could be the God heal our nation, and God to be a God heal our families, and God can be the God to heal all this homeless on the street. I personally do a homeless ministry in San Francisco. I watch people miraculously heal. I work with homeless people who were homeless before, who were drug dealing before, who have a lot of baggage before, but because God touched their heart, they came back. They served God on the street with me, and it's like, wow. Can you imagine if San Francisco? Think about it. This is my own experience. When I become a mayor, which means I will be sworn in January 2025, and after that, God miraculously, the Holy Spirit, just the Holy Fire, fall into San Francisco City Hall and on the street of San Francisco. That the drug dealers, they just kneel down and cry their way to Jesus, and then I don't have to deal with them. The Holy
I
Spirit.
hope so. So I think you're getting some comments over on YouTube. I can't
Yes.
see them.
What does
They
it
might
say?
be in Chinese or Mandarin or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Before we run out of time, Angela, I want you to go ahead and do your prediction first on this upcoming election. Are we going to be able to throw all the Satanists out pretty much and get control, Ellen, or what do you think? Especially in California. What's your prediction on that? What's happening out there on the ground? Did you see any movement toward Trump out there? I see some rallies and stuff out on the.
He was here not long ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest thing here, from my perspective, is the intimidation of, I guess, conservatives and Republicans, and especially Trump supporters here. There's a lot of intimidation. You can't, I guess, be out, be known to be conservative or Republican or Trump supporter, especially Trump supporter.
Crystal's right
here.
out there doing it.
Yeah. From what I've seen, there's a lot of intimidation, and but I think it's going to take a miracle, or
Yes.
because the cheat is in here. I mean, I showed you the ballots.
Yes.
They don't. There's no identifying marks whatsoever on our ballots anymore. That
Yes.
they don't even have to. They don't even have to drop a bunch of ballots. They don't even have to do ballot harvesting with this. Who's going to harvest an unrecognizable piece of paper?
You just can print out anywhere, any place.
Yeah.
You're right, Angela.
You can just Xerox. This is cardstock.
Yes. You
This
can
is
go
just,
any place and be happy about it. I believe that there's some code bar. The barcode is there. It's preventable. I believe some of
no, there's nothing
There's
on
no
here.
barcode, nothing.
There's a QR code, but it
It has
There's
to be
nothing I
barcode.
did. No, there's no barcode on this.
Uh,
On this ballot, there is no
wait a minute.
barcode.
I don't
on this
have one
ballot.
in front of me, but in San Francisco, I see watermark. I also see the ballot with a code. It has to be
Okay.
a government, a legit ballot that I saw. I literally see it.
Angela, you're in a Democratic area or a Republican area?
Well, I'm in Long Beach. I'm a registered Republican. My husband's a registered Democrat, or not Democrat. He's a registered Independent, and
you know
his
how
ballot's exactly the same as mine. His ballot's exactly the same as mine. There's no identifying marks whatsoever connecting
So
this
you could
ballot to
use
a
his
human
and he could
being.
use yours, right?
Oh no, Angela,
Yeah.
you should go to the election office and make a police report. That is not what I understand.
This is what everybody gets.
Oh no,
here.
then you have to make a report. You still have to make a police
When I
report.
lived in North Hollywood, the ballots looked the same. There's no identifying marks whatsoever on these ballots.
That means that we are not running an election. That anybody can move to that. I
Yeah.
believe that the government election ballot, it has a barcode, it has a watermark, and it has identified numbers, like your numbers 1, 2, 3, my numbers 2, 3, 4. Different numbers.
Our return envelope has things on it. There's a barcode on the return envelope, but once the ballot is separated from the return envelope, you could do whatever you want to do with this piece of paper. There's nothing connecting it to a person at
Make
all.
a police report. If I were you, I would go to the election and make a police report and say,
I would be the only one. They would laugh at me because this is all of LA County.
Yeah.
Yes, even it's the only one. Remember, even it takes one person. I learned it already. In 2019 and in 2022, I keep
3
hearing
minutes.
the word. I keep hearing the word from echo me. It's got hold the line. Hold the line. So Angela, if you hold the line, just one person, it takes one person to move. One person
Get it started.
and then we're doing it. Look at me. I'm one person running for mayor, but all of a sudden, God rise up. A lot of people came and helped me, and they say, "Ellen, I want to help you."
You scared them last time. They had to take down your billboards for calling them racist.
Yes,
because you were talking about child
trafficking.
sex trafficking.
Yes, I was talking about human trafficking. Homeless is the number for the career policy.
And somehow they labeled that racist and forced the billboards to come down, even though you paid for them.
Yes,
because you were getting closer and closer in the race.
Yes. So this year, even they give me a lot of hard time, do not allow me to go in the debate as a mayor candidate. And we have 13 people running, and they only tell the five, and they identify themselves top 5. Okay. So my question: what evaluation based on what that you say top 5? Because I ran for mayor in 2019, I was number 2 out of 7 people. I was top 2. So why can you label people as a new person? Because we have one new person who is a millionaire and spend millions of dollars on advertisement and self-identify top 5, and the other 8 people is like nowhere to be found. So I understand that they look at me like I'm an immigrant, I don't speak English, and laughing at me, and that I'm a Trump supporter. I have no place in San Francisco City Hall. They literally came to my face and harassed me like that. You know what I tell them? I said, mind your own business. I'm just doing my thing. I have the ego opportunity, ego chance, and I don't buy their lie. I know that if God put me on the position, nobody can stop it. And I know that if God wants me to be the next mayor, nobody can stop what God planned in my life. I just have to do my part and faithfully understand and hold my line. Hold the line. I'm holding the line for the people in San Francisco, and I'm joining the Great Awakening because I knew many of the people in that group because I miraculously met so many people when I was out there for
30 seconds.
Yes. Thank you. Angela?
Yeah. Everyone, yeah, you think we can win this real quick? Yes or no?
Yes.
Nationwide, maybe?
Excuse me?
Nationwide, maybe?
Nationwide, probably, but we need to get the message out there for...
Yes.
You mentioned your face, Ellen.
Yes.
One message I would like to get out to people is don't, like the Bible verse, don't let yourself be deceived. Be careful that you're not deceived. You will know them by their fruits.
We are the victor. We are the victory. Do not give up to evil.
Bye-bye, everyone. Stay right there. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, stay right there.